Hi Positive Readers, it's Positive Writer here today with another video, and today we're going to be talking about something that a lot of people have been talking about on Booktube lately, and I'm jumping on the hype train. Ali Corbera did this, Myona's Reads did this, and basically this is a video where I tell you all of the specific tropes that make me so happy, but they're the ones that aren't trash because a lot of them are. So I'm going to be telling you what my favorite tropes are today. We kind of have a long list here because I was actually surprised with how many tropes I could find that I actually really liked, because I hate a lot of tropes. But you know, it's fine. It depends on how the tropes are done. I think it depends on whether I like them or not. But anyway, let's get into this. Of course, the first one, let's get it out of the way. Enemies to lovers, which goes along with enemies with benefits, and we all love that hate sex. It's just great, you know. We love it. And then enemies to lovers, obviously, it's just so nice seeing characters who hated each other all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but like come into loving each other, and it's really nice, and it has a lot of good banter, and we just stand. So examples of this are in The Cruel Prince, Bloodlines, and my favorite show, The Vampire Diaries, and I'm pretty sure that's all three of these. So I mean, all three of them have both enemies to lovers and enemies with benefits. The second one is when there's like a really maybe not uptight, but like rigid guy, like who's like by the book. He doesn't do anything like outside of the norm or whatever, and it's kind of like maybe kind of like a guard or whatever. They're usually guards, but basically they're like soldiers, like they have a one focus or whatever. And then the girl comes along and she's all free and makes them loosen up, or makes fun of them for being so uptight, and they end up like liking each other. And I just love that so much. I don't know, it's something very nice about like one person in the relationship not being like really outgoing or whatever, and then the other person like basically like making them loosen up. I don't know, I really enjoy it. And examples of this are in Six of Crows, Children of Blood and Bone, kinda, but it's kind of a reach. And like also I think my favorite ship from Throne of Glass, my favorite first ship from Throne of Glass, so basically Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight have this in it too. The next one is when the unpopular or shy guy catches the attention and has something going on with the coolest girl or whatever. Basically, it mostly happens in like high school settings or whatever, because obviously if it's a fantasy novel, no one cares who's cool or whatever. It's not usually in books. So but anyway, you know, shows that have it are Sex Education and The End of the Fucking World. So we'll watch those because they're all great. When the girl is really tough and the guy is more soft and brings out her softer side, we stand. We love it. I love it. We need some more soft guys in books, for definitely, because in TV shows there are a lot of them, but for some reason books authors just think that we don't exist. But anyway, Carve the Mark is an example of this. They have it in there and it's done so well, and it's my favorite rendition of this, is where the trope came from for me. But anyway, and then Kingdom of Ash has it too. The next one is when the big battle, usually at the end, is happening and all hope is lost, or things are looking down for the people who are supposed to be rooting for, and then the people that you thought would not help swoop in and save everyone. I love that trope so much. I see it in movies, TV shows, books, and every time I see it I get really happy, and it's just so rewarding to me, because it's like, you know they're gonna come but you don't really know, and then seeing them just swoop in, I don't know, it's just so great for me. And this happened in Kingdom of Ash, in ACOTAR, the last one, even though it was kind of trash when it happened. The book was trash altogether. It happened in like ACO War, but anyway, and then it happens in a lot of movies. The next one is love triangles. People hate love triangles, but I've been in a couple love triangles my entire life. I'm not even that old, so that's saying something. So like a lot of people are like, this is unrealistic or whatever, and I know it's not, so I guess that's kind of like I'm attached to them. But this has happened in Throne of Glass, Red Queen, and my favorite show, The Vampire Diaries, has like 30 of them. So we stand love triangles. Found family trope, I love this trope a lot. I don't know, it's something about the fact that your real family, whether it's trash or they just don't like you or they die or something, the fact that you can find a family somewhere else is just so beautiful to me. This happened in one of my favorite series, trilogies, The Darkest Minds. It kind of is a series now because it's 4 books, but I love it, and I can't think of anything else that it was done in, but go read The Darkest Minds because it's a great rendition of this, and it's a great trope. The next one is being stuck together leads to actually being together. I put this on here later on than the rest of them because I really wasn't thinking about this one, but I do think I enjoy this trope if it's done well. Like if it's not generic, I enjoy it. And a rendition of this that I really enjoy was Six of Crows, and it's also in Dance of Thieves, but I I didn't really like them until the end of the book. So while they were actually being stuck together and not really like each other, they're kind of enemies to lovers too. I kind of just wasn't okay with it because they were being generic. But it's fine because I ended up shipping them at the end. Next one is when the girl has a higher social status than the boy, because I feel like it's so often that it's like the poor girl or like the thief. You know, like in a lot of ways, it's like, yeah. That's how it is for me anyway. Like Red Queen, Pawn. I named like 3 books when I was coming up with this and just thinking about all the books that have like a poor girl that gets to be the prince or something like that, and it never happens the other way around. I love it when it does. Yeah, I prefer it the other way around. An example of this are Carve the Mark, the Wicked King, even though he is the king and she isn't. I just love the power she has over him. And, you know, that's one of the things I really did enjoy about the book, despite the things that happen in it. If you have read it, you know what I'm talking about. And last one is my favorite one, and is when the guy gets hurt and the girl has to heal him or fix him up and they bond. The best thing ever. I actually had a hard time coming up with, like, books and stuff that I've seen this in, but anytime it happens, I just am in love. I don't know, it's just something about, like, I don't know, it usually is like a guy who doesn't usually get hurt or whatever, and then the girl like swoops in and like helps him and like has to fix him up, and I just freaking love it. It's just amazing. It's happened in my favorite book last year, Tower of Dawn. It happens in TV shows a lot too, and we just big stand, because I don't know, I just really enjoy it and it's just so nice to me. Those are the specific tropes that are not trash. I had a fun time talking about them and writing this list of them. I hope you go out and read the books that I mentioned have these tropes in them, because they're all good tropes, and the books I mentioned are all good except for Act 4. But I'll see you later with another video. Bye.